If you guys lacking coins for all the new cards that are out, then check out mulefactory.com. They're the cheapest site I've found for coins. They deliver in 5 minutes. And if you use TGC Kurt5 at checkout, you get 5% off your order. Check them out with the link down below now. What's up guys, Curtis here and welcome to a brand new FIFA 10 to FIFA 17 video. I'm going to start this by telling you guys, fourth time I've done this now. First 2 times the recordings failed completely. I was trying a new way of doing it. Third time, my mic was on mute, I just went to edit it and there was no audio. I am going mental trying to record this. It takes about 25 minutes, half hour of time. I want this video to be done. It's never going to happen. I do have a couple quick things to say before we get into it too. There needs to be apologies or something like that. I have been so inconsistent with my uploads lately and I know excuses are just dead really. I shouldn't be sitting here telling you guys excuses as to why I haven't uploaded. There is a reason and honestly it's entirely my fault. Some of you guys may know if you follow me on Twitter or if you follow me on my second channel and stuff like that. I've mentioned it. A couple months ago me and my girlfriend broke up and honestly I wasn't really in the mood for YouTube and I've just been focusing on kind of just having fun. Like I kind of, when you're just free and I've been just not at home, I've been having fun, I've been out doing stuff a lot and I haven't been at home making YouTube videos. And when I have been at home to have the motivation to upload content, it's not really been there. And I've thought, why should I make videos that really aren't going to be that good? And just to force them out, and I just kind of took a bit of a break. After doing YouTube for 7 years, uploading like 2,000 videos, 1,700, something like that, you get a little bit burnt out. And that was me. So hopefully I'm back now with a bit of a bang. I should have some cool stuff up all weekend. And we're trying a new way to do this series. So let's get into it. Team of the season most consistent. FIFA 10 to FIFA 17. Let's hope I can finally do it. Also the white balance was way off on my camera. So hopefully that looks a little bit better now. Right, so our first player. Of course I need to put him on the screen. It is going to be Jan Vertonghen. What a man. He's had a fantastic season for Tottenham. Him and Vieira have been insane at the back. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off at FIFA 10 with his first card. He actually had a CDM card at Ajax. Not the worst card. You might use it if you needed to use an Eredivisie squad, but you're not really going to choose him over some of the players that are also available. He's not as good as he is now, let's just say that. Stats are alright. FIFA 11, he moves back to a centre-back. His card's no longer a DM, but it's not really very good again. Still, you may use it if you need to. Those stats aren't horrific. Everyone being over 70 isn't too bad, but you'd expect a little bit better. And then he gets quite a big increase for FIFA 12. Some of his stats go down like his pace and shooting, but he's up to an 80 rated card. He's actually a little bit more usable now. And then FIFA 12 is when he gets his move, FIFA 13, sorry, is when he gets his move to Tottenham. I kind of forget he's been there that long. That's quite a long time actually that he's been there. That means that in flipping 2012, the summer of 2012, he moved to Tottenham, unless it was January. That seems madness to me. I don't know, but a decent card nonetheless, getting a little bit more usable even though it's non-rare. The following season though, probably one of his best cards, 72 pace, good defending and heading, 82 rated, you'll probably think about using him. FIFA 15 is very similar as well, stats are almost identical, except if like physical changed for heading and stuff like that. FIFA 16, he took a bit of a downgrade in the pace, but everything else basically stayed the same. And then this year, he had his 83 rated card, sorry, but only had 67 pace. So he's a little bit less usable now. With all the brilliant BPL centre-backs, you don't really see him used. Most people would probably rather use Alderweireld anyway, because he's, what, 85 rated or something like that. But that is player number 1. Next up is the second highest rated player on the team of the season most consistent, and that is Dani Carvajal. So he actually started off, his first card was in FIFA 13, and it's quite an interesting situation. If you guys don't know, he went to Bayer Leverkusen just for the 1 year, but it wasn't on loan. He was originally in Real Madrid's books as like a youngster. He was in the Real Madrid B team, stuff like that, but he didn't stay there forever. What happened was he went to Bayer Leverkusen, but Real Madrid had like a buyback, I believe it was like 7 million, something like that, that if they wanted to at any point they could just buy him back, which I think is brilliant. It makes so much sense. Get rid of your players, ship them out to like other clubs, and if you don't want them back, you don't have to worry about them coming back. But if they turn out to be quality, you're going to want them back. He had a brilliant season for Bayer Leverkusen. He actually got in the team of the season whilst he was in the Bundesliga. Absolutely ridiculous. And of course, Real Madrid used their ability to buy him back, and they bought him back. He wasn't really very good on FIFA for FIFA 14. You'd much rather use that FIFA 13 card. Stats really not really very good. You just wouldn't use him. FIFA 15 though, he's starting to get a bit more usable. All of his stats now are a lot better. He's a rare card. He's up to 80 rated. Just a much better card indeed. FIFA 16, again, it keeps going up. His pace does go down slightly. Probably still not going to be your #1 choice because of all the Spanish right backs there already are in La Liga, but it's getting better, and he grew an absolute monstrous beard, which he did not have a few years ago. And obviously FIFA 17 now, his card's decent. It was an 83 to start the game off. It definitely isn't as good as this card that he's got in the background right now. Absolutely ridiculous card. Very good indeed. Alright, next up we have, I'm going to put him on this left hand side, it is Jonathan Vieira. He has had a fantastic season for Las Palmas, and he's had an interesting journey on his way up. So if we go back to FIFA 13, he was playing in La Liga. His card wasn't very good though. It's a 76 rated card. You're not really going to use it. At Valencia, you know, you might. He's got a bit of pace, he's got a bit of dribbling. If he had 4-star skills that year, maybe you might think about it, but that is it. You're not really going to be using that card. And it seems as though it kind of stuck along that sort of theme. He moved to Rayo Vallecano, and I mean, dribbling's good, but other than that, it's not a good card. You're never going to use that. And it got even worse for FIFA 15 as he moved to the Belgian Pro League and had a left mid card. Left mid with 77 pace. His dribbling's even gone down. You're never, ever going to use it. He does get a move back to La Liga, to Las Palmas here. And so this was when they'd just been promoted to La Liga, I believe. This was their first season after getting promoted from Liga Adelante. Maybe. I'm pretty sure that is correct. But he had a fantastic season there, and he did end up getting a big increase for this FIFA. He does have an upgrade as well, which is what he's on there with his 82 rated card, but it actually looks sick. And then you look at this centre mid card, you think he might actually end up having like an 83, 84 centre mid next season, which would be absolutely quality. Those stats are unreal. If you play him in Cam, it's a shame he doesn't have 4-star skill moves, but for a team of the season, attacking mid, 86 pace, 92 dribbling, 90 passing, absolutely brilliant, and will be quite good if you're trying to link up, say, like the David Villa birthday card or something like that. But a very decent card nonetheless. Okay, this next one's going to be particularly popular with a certain set of fans. If you can't already tell who it is Pontus Jansson, the absolute brick wall at the defence of Leeds. They didn't go up, they didn't even make the playoffs, but they do have Pontus Jansson, who has signed a deal to stay for the next season. But if we go back to FIFA 11, that was his first card. He was playing for Malmo in the Swedish league. Not a very good card, really. You're never going to use that card, ever. I mean, it's average bronze, those stats aren't very good. Granted, he's 6'4", to have 66 pace isn't too bad, but you're not going to use it. His next card doesn't come until FIFA 13, and it's actually not bad. For a silver, back then silvers were quite a bit more popular. A lot of people used him, showed the online single matches and stuff like that. It's not the worst card in the world. 71 pace, 71 defending, 6'4", like I said, centre back, not too shabby. But if we go on to FIFA 14, he moves to Torino, a way more usable league, but becomes less of a usable card. He does actually go up 1 in rating, but his pace sadly goes down by 4, as does his heading, his passing goes up 1, his shooting goes up, and his dribbling goes down. The stats you don't really care about, like his shooting, are the ones that go up. So it's a bit of a shame. And that's the same for FIFA 15. He has a very similar card. Less pace, but that is about it. The card is just not one you're ever really going to be using. Then FIFA 16, he gets a bit of an upgrade. He obviously had a great season for Torino to go up by 7 ratings. Good pace, good defending, good physical, and then of course he moved to Leeds. The card's almost identical, except it's now a non-rare. His physical's down 1. Other than that, stats are pretty much all the same, but he's then gone and got this sick team of the season. You'd probably expect him to have like 78 rated card next season, maybe. Not too high for the championship, but probably about that sort of range. On to our 5th card now as we reach the halfway point. I don't know which of these players he's going to be. I don't know what his base card was. I'm going to guess this one, 76, Marcelo. Yes, I've nailed it. He now has his 87 rated team of the season. And honestly, I think it's a pretty sick card. That's not bad at all. That pace, the defending, that physical, and 6'3". It's a shame his work rates aren't the best, but that is nuts. He's one of the few players in this episode to actually have a card on every single game. So we're going to go back to FIFA 10. I don't even know what team that is. I don't know if that's bad. I don't know if you guys know. I'm sure there will be some of you in the comments that do know. I don't know what league that is and team that he is playing for right there. Brazil, of course, on his card. Pace is pretty rubbish. You're not really going to be using him. Next year, though, damn, he gets a 21 pace upgrade. He goes up 7 ratings, and he's obviously 6'3". That is a card that would have been used by a ton of Brasilvas. Back then, Brasilvas was the thing. You'd use Brazilian skill squads with silver cards, and that, he would be well in all the squads. Absolutely unreal card. Shame he was at PSV. But the following season, slight pace downgrade. Rest of his stats are quite similar. Heading goes down a lot, actually. Defending goes up. A couple other stats go up. A pretty sick card. And then he goes to a gold, and somehow he just becomes less usable. As soon as you go past that threshold from 70 to 69 pace, that's it. You're out of my book. So I don't know why, for a centre-back, that 1 pace difference changes everything. His heading goes up 12. He's a much better card, but probably not used all that much. But he then does get a move to a more usable league, but he's still a silver card, which is a bit of a shame. 71 rated, playing for Hanover, of course, in the Bundesliga. I'm assuming they were in the Bundesliga, not the Bundesliga 2 at this point. 67 pace, not really very good. FIFA 15, pretty much the same card. FIFA 16, he gets his move to Besiktas. He's now playing in the Turkish league. Very interesting. Pace is going up a little bit. Defending and physical's actually not that bad, you know. I feel like that card's not horrific. But then it goes non-rare for this year, and you suddenly think, well, I'm never going to be using that card. I don't know why. The stats are pretty much the same, but the difference between rare and non-rare just puts you off. But you'd hope next season, after getting the team of the season, that he would end up getting a bit of an upgrade. But that card is pretty sick that he's got now for his team of the season. Just look at those actual stats. That's pretty mad. Next up, we have an absolute machine of a player, and that is Danilo Pereira. He is unreal. His card is incredible. Before we get into it, we'll probably just look at his CDM team of the season. 73 pace, that's not bad for a DM. 85 dribbling, 90 defending, and 93 physical. 6'2", high defensive work rate. It's madness, absolute madness stats. If you stick something like pace and passing, I think it's called like Maestro or something like that, the chem style that just does pace and passing, he'll be unreal. Should be a ridiculous, ridiculous card. But we go back to FIFA 12 to find his first card, and he's playing for Parma in the Italian league. Not really a usable card. You're never going to see anyone using that, really, are you? 65 rated, it's not a good silver. It might have been a decent bronze, but it's not a good silver. That one's straight in the bin. He does then move to the Eredivisie. I think it's like Roda JC or something like that. I don't know how you say the team name, but that's who he's playing for that year. Again, you're never ever using that card. He then moves to the Portuguese league, and I always forget the name of this team. I think it might be like Marítimo. I might be wrong. Apologies, any Portuguese fans, if I've got that wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's who it is. 68 pace. I tell you what, he'd be a decent defender, really. That's not bad stats for a centre-back, silver. Like, I know it's not the best if he was a DM, but being a centre-back, 68 pace, good defending, and he's 6'2", good in the air, that's not too bad. But then he moves to Porto, and this is where he starts to come into his own. His pace is down a little bit, but now they've introduced a physical stat. It makes his cards just look way better. All the strength he's got was previously hidden. His defending's good, not a bad card whatsoever. And FIFA 16, he gets his upgrade to a gold. You always see him, but I feel like he's not really used that often on FIFA. I feel like it's going to start to change now. Ridiculous card stats again. Even for a DM, you don't mind being a few pace less when you've got dribbling, defending, and physical like that. And then obviously this year, he started, I think, with an 82 and then got upgraded to 83 in January. That card's brilliant, and it's only going to get better. I wouldn't be surprised if he's 84 next year and gets a move to a different club. You could see him playing in the Premier League next season. He suits it. He's really strong, physical, quick, good defender. He'd be brilliant in the Premier League, and it wouldn't surprise me if he had a move from Porto this summer. Next up, we have one of the most important players to the promotion, title-winning season for Newcastle in the end. How it ended up being title-winning, I do not know, but that is Matt Ritchie. A really cool little card. You wouldn't really build a team around him. I think if he was a Premier League card, you're more likely to just throw him in. But with it being Championship, you kind of need to base your squad around him. And being a winger with that pace, not quite as good. If he was Cam, absolutely unreal. But yeah, I'm not sure how much he's going to get used by non-Newcastle fans. But still quite a cool card. I like it. But we're going to go back to FIFA 11 for his first Ultimate Team card. And that was when he was playing at Pompey. He used to play on the left-hand side. Being left-footed, he probably focused more on crossing rather than goals. And I can't get over the fact that him having, you're going to see it in the next picture as well, that horrific, basically like a 2 all over haircut with what looks like an incredibly receding hairline, how he can go from that to having the ridiculously quite nice head of hair that he's got now. He's got a decent trim. But what blows my mind is FIFA 12, he looks like, bear in mind he's in Swindon as well, I probably should have said that instead of just talking about his hair. He looks like he's about 45 though. You go forward 1 year, he then looks like he's 17. With that, like, proper, goes to Nando's and sits in Westfield all day sort of haircut. Like, that is ridiculous, the changes over 1 year that he's had there. But at Swindon, he's becoming a bit more usable. He's still a silver though. You're not really going to see that card all that much. He's not really a FIFA player, if you get what I mean. There's some players that are just popular on FIFA and some that are just decent in real life, but they don't translate to the game. Matt Ritchie is one of them. Now, FIFA 14, he's at Bournemouth. He's on the right mid, 72 pace. Why would you ever pick him? You just wouldn't. FIFA 15, he had a bit of an interesting one. He actually had a Team of the Season card at Bournemouth. I believe that was the season they came up. I could be wrong. They've been here 2 seasons. Have they been here more than that? I don't know. I can't remember. I'm probably being stupid. I think this was the season they came up, was that he got the Team of the Season. That makes sense, surely. 75 pace, his 74 rated Team of the Season's not that bad. FIFA 16, yeah, this is when he was in the Premier League. He had a 77 pace card. He'd moved from English to Scottish, which is quite interesting. He used to have an English card, now has a Scottish card. And yeah, he's at Bournemouth, not really a very usable card still. And then this year, of course, he was at Newcastle with his non-rare. You'd probably expect to see him being 79 rated in the Premier League next season. A bit of an upgrade. He deserves it. He's been the best player for his club for the last few years. He's been brilliant. I mean, maybe you could argue Dwight Gale was more important, but same for Bournemouth. He was a key player, and that is a big player for Newcastle for next season for sure. Okay, next up, we have a player that it was basically between 2 for me to pick for this one. Obviously, I can't fit the entire squad in, but we went for Bruma. It was him or Gelson Martins, basically identical players in game, and Gelson Martins just had a bit more of a boring past. Bruma is playing in Galatasaray as a Portuguese man. Interesting little history he's got, so that card already is insane. We just comment on that for a second. 87 rated, 98 pace, 93 dribbling, good physical, good shooting, good passing, 4-star skills, 4-star weak foot, perfect work rates. What more could you want in a winger? What I do want to know though is if you guys could comment down below, is he actually any good? Because I don't know. I haven't tried him out yet. Who's used him? Sometimes players are deceiving. So let me know in the comments down below if you've used him and he's actually a good player. But we're going to go back to FIFA 14 for his first card. It was, of course, a Galatasaray. That's where he started off. Quite boring, pretty simple. Most of his cards are pretty much the same, other than this one. FIFA 15 is at Real Sociedad. He goes to La Liga. And for me, I don't know what it is, but I find this really interesting. I feel like it's such an unusual place to go on loan. You don't expect a player to go from the Turkish league to the La Liga on loan. It's usually the other way round. I don't know, it's quite bizarre because Real Sociedad, especially in FIFA 15, 2014-15 season, yeah, that's right, they were pretty decent. They were a good team. Like, they were on fire. Griezmann was there, I believe. Carlos Vieira was banging in the goals. They were a good side. I just double checked. Griezmann left in 2014, so he wasn't there. All right, I messed that one up. Don't go too mental. But he then returned to Galatasaray. Cards getting ridiculous, and it's pretty much the same for this year. Absolutely insane cards, and just, yeah, just really, really crazy little player. Second but last, we arguably have the best player in this team in terms of how usable they are, and that's Morgan Sanson. If we look, he actually started off the season with his Montpellier card. He got a transfer in the summer, and as soon as he got in the winter, sorry, and as soon as he got his ones to watch, he actually instantly got upgraded to this card, which is absolutely insane. But we're looking at this one today, which is arguably incredible. It's one of the best central midfielders you can get on the game. Hooligan, 82 plus on everything. I think he's only like 150k as well. I'm going to check the prices whilst I'm talking here, but those stats are nuts. The dribbling, physical, defending, he is the perfect, well-rounded midfielder, and he's got great links to players like Lacazette, etc. Okay, he costs on Xbox right now 73,000 coins. Drink that in. For that card, 73k. Bear in mind, Nyan Golan's usual card was like 50k a month ago. That's an insane price for a ridiculous player. But we're not here to talk about now, we're here to talk about his history. FIFA 15, he had a Montpellier silver card. Not that bad actually for silver, it's quite well rounded. The following season, you're not really interested in this one. The stats, it's close to 70s on all of them. Might be a good starter card, but as soon as you've got a bit of coins, I mean, you'd just go for someone like Matuidi instead if you're going for a French League central midfielder. And then this year, FIFA 17, 75 plus on every single card. For a base card, that's quality. Hopefully he goes up to like 81, 82 next season with every stat maybe like 77 plus. It would be cool. If he gets 80 pace maybe, it would be absolutely dreamy. He's already becoming a lot of people's go-to central midfielder now for France, and they are some crazy, crazy stats. And now last but most certainly not least, we have a bit of an interesting one. It's a title winner, again, one of a few in this episode, and that is Karim El Amadi, playing for Feyenoord at the moment. They've just gone on to win the league, the first time in 17 years, since 1999, I believe. Well, I mean, that maths is slightly off, so I'm probably wrong. But ridiculous, fair play, and he's got quite a cool card. Not as good as Morgan Sanson, if you compare them. Sanson wins in every single way. It's crazy to believe they're both 87 rated, given that Sanson has 10 more pace, 13 more shooting, 3 more passing, 4 more dribbling, 8 more defending and 3 more physical. How they're the same rating, I don't know. That one doesn't really add up to me. But El Amadi, he's got quite a cool card. We're going to go back to FIFA 10. He's only the second player in the episode to have a card on every single FIFA. He was at Feyenoord. I'm assuming he was a Feyenoord boy. I probably went through their youth setup or something like that. But not a bad silver card, actually. Decent stats, quite well rounded, 60 plus on everything. Pace, dribbling, defending for a centre mid. It's not bad to have over 70. Next year, probably a little bit of an increase. Again, his pace goes up. All of his stats go up other than defending and heading, I believe. Yeah, that's right. Heading goes down slightly. Shame about the defending, but still a pretty cool card. FIFA 12, though, he actually gets a Team of the Season in the Eredivisie. Fantastic year for him. It's quite a cool little card for an 81 rated. It's nice they decided to make every most consistent 87 plus, though, isn't it? Because if we were having Team of Seasons like that, it would be a little bit disappointing. But a big increase for him. And then we go on to FIFA 13. And he moves to Aston Villa. I find it crazy that a player can be so influential in Holland and so disappointing in England. He really did not set the world on fire at Aston Villa. Fair enough, it's a good signing. It's a clever signing for a club like Villa to pick up someone that got in the Eredivisie Team of the Season. They've proven that they can perform. It's whether it can translate to the Premier League. And a side like Aston Villa, you've got to make gambles like that. And it could have been an amazing signing. However, it wasn't. It kind of was a bit of a flop at Villa, in my opinion. I don't think he was very impactful. FIFA 14, he's down to a silver. I think in real life, he just wasn't really that good of a player. And I don't think he really played that much in the second season. And that, of course, meant he moved back to Feyenoord. Still got his Aston Villa card, his shirt on his card. Quite weird, but that card's not usable. You're never going to see anyone using it. He does obviously start playing well again for Feyenoord, and that means his stats are going to go back up. Although his stats don't really go back up. His physical goes down, his passing goes up 4, and that's it. And he gets a +2, which doesn't really make sense. But then FIFA 17, if I slide that the whole way across, he has, again, a pretty basic card. You're not really going to be using it, but it's this Team of the Season that we're looking at. Look at those stats. Nuts. Hopefully he gets a quality upgrade next season. But that, guys, brings us to the end of this episode. I've been recording now for 27 minutes. If something goes wrong with this one, you are never going to see the Team of the Season most consistent FIFA 10 to FIFA 17. Hopefully nothing goes wrong though, so you do actually get to see it. Smash that like button if you did enjoy it. Subscribe if you're new around here. Have a fantastic day, guys, and I will see you all tomorrow. Hopefully. Maybe the day after. Saturday. Whenever this video goes up, I'll see you Saturday. Bye, guys.